I'm gonna show y'all how to get paid for every letter, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? So rule number one, they not like you, I can't be like you can only be yourself, right? So with that being understood, your environment is everything. So if you want to get paid for every letter, there's certain things you have to do, there's certain things you gotta let go of just so you can move to the next level and so that you will be able to be in a income producing predicament or environment. And there's multiple ways you could do that. And it starts with the mindset. So once you understand that you are income producing type of person or individual that can make money, when I say you get paid for every letter, for every word you say, for every percentage you type, or every percentage you write, for every letter. So everybody had the ability, but not everybody had the guts. Everybody don't have the wherewithal or the knowledge to know how to actually do certain things like that. So share this with somebody that you think that be able to take advantage of this information. You stick to the end, you're gonna thank me later. And if you stick to the end, you're gonna have to find something in this video that's gonna help you get to the next level and overcome that fear where you'll be able to get paid for every letter. All the way from A, B, C to X, Y, and Z. All right, let's get it. Making money is not just about working hard and doing more. It's about communicating what you already know. So at the end of the day, like if you feel scared, stuck, or just unsure about where you're gonna go, this video right here is for you, right? So at the end of the day, I think of it like this. Just being silent is too expensive. Like, you know what I mean? The biggest risk is not taking no risk at all. In the day, I want y'all to understand that those that don't have what you want, they not moving in fear. But in the Bible, it has 365 times, fear not. So those are one that fear the most, have the least. So I want y'all to understand, like, move without fear, moving with confidence, moving with resilience, moving even when you feel like not doing it is really what's going to be able to get you to the next level. So I want y'all to understand, like, if you scared, if you nervous, just know that's the more reason for you even to move forward. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to, you know what I mean, move past that fear, that thought in the back of your brain that's telling you no, stop, and don't. Especially if it's in the right interest of you, because most times when people are scared and they don't want to actually start posting or they don't want to actually share the information that they know, they scared of being rejected, they scared of being wrong, right? So I don't understand. Like, I remember when I was in the back of the classroom, right, I'm sitting around and the teacher asked a question. I remember when I was as scared as is when she was like, who want to read? Who want to get in front of the class and read? And I was the most scaredest one. So when it came to public speaking, when it came to start sharing the information I know, I was frightened. I was afraid to speak in front of the box that's in front of me. But all that changed when I understood that, you know, stepping outside your comfort zone and putting that information out, especially if it could change other people's situation, put them in the right position to, you know, move forward and better their situation. Like, why not speak? You know, and when the day when I pray, I understand. I say, bro, God, give me the voice. Use me as your vessel to put the information out there that somebody not only be able to relate to or connect to, actually put that battery in their back to start moving forward. So I want y'all to understand, don't move in fear, like move in confidence. And only how you gonna be able to get that confidence, right, is if you get that competence. Competence breed confidence. So start learning more, pick up a book, start getting involved and getting in spaces in the direction of where you want to go. And that's going to help you overcome the fear. That's going to help you be able to use your voice so you can start getting paid for those letters that I told you about before. And you start moving down the line of the A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, Anybody that I seen is scared, they ain't never had nothing I want. So I want y'all to understand, like, don't be scared, man. Like, everybody you look up to, everybody that you see that's successful and got what they want, I know they ain't moving scared, they ain't moving timid, they moving confidence. Some people call them cocky. I salute them. And I want you to understand that a hustler ain't gonna hate another hustler. Real respect, real, and real eyes realize that the people that's actually out here moving and shaking and grooving and sliding is the ones that's actually out there taking the risk just so they could be in a better position. Like, just get out there, take the risk that y'all need to take, do what you scared of doing, and soon enough you do that long enough, you have everything you want. So I told y'all I'm gonna help y'all get paid from A to Z. A equal authority. B, that equals brand. I want y'all to get y'all brand right. C, that's community. D, that's distribution. You better get that out there. That's marketing. That ties in marketing. How many people you can put this in front of? Ain't a better place to put this in front of or distribute what you got than YouTube, than Instagram, on these social media platforms that, believe it or not, is free, right? E is education. You gotta be able to put somebody on, be able to show somebody what it is that you're doing. And once you be able to get the ABCDEF, ain't nobody can F with you. Because you the one that, like I said, A, that has the authority, because you the authority figure. And since you the authority, everybody say they don't like to be told what to do, but if you in front of the right person that has, and that you giving them the authority to educate you, or because they have the brand, you'll be submissive to the point where, like, all right, bet, he been where I want. I'm going to listen to who has what I want. So I'm going to listen to who has what I want. So they got the authority to do that. But now if they have the brand is something of the brand name. You know, something when you go in to the store and you see Oreos, I'm going to go with Oreos because nobody make cookies like Oreos. You know, I'm going to go into the store and I'm going to get Crest toothpaste because nobody make my teeth white as Crest does, white as snow, right? So I want you to understand, C equal community, because if you don't got a community, you don't have leverage, right? So you got to get around the right environment. Community, I would say that's tied into the network as well. A networking environment, that's your community. So you want to be with the right community. And I'm going to break this down to y'all each and every way, because if you can't distribute your work, or if you can't put your work in front of the right people, who going to buy from you, who going to want to listen to you? So that's super important. How you going to distribute what you have? And E, educate. So I want y'all to educate people. Like, the only way you'll be able to educate someone is if you know. So pick up a book, learn. Go on YouTube, go on that rabbit hole where you learning things that's going to not only push you forward, but able to push your community forward. Because the community is only as strong as the weakest link. So if you the weakest person around you, you're not in a bad space, but you don't want to hold them down. So I want y'all to, you know, I want you to really, like, tap in and become the best you. If you and everybody around you hold each other accountable, we all gonna push each other up and forward. So, man, that's how you can get paid off the ABCs. Like, speaking and be able to put the education out there, that's gonna give you the authority. Like, how can I get the authority, Slice? You know, you got to put the education out there. You can't be scared to be yourself. You can't be scared to step outside your box and, like, showing other people. But at the same time, you know, if nobody asking for your direction, sometimes you got to find that fine balance, because you could rub some people the wrong way. But you would know. And then content, putting content out there gives you leverage when it comes to distributing what you have to offer. So content is something you do once and it live on the internet forever. So be conscious of what you putting out there, because content is leverage. So that's how you're going to distribute and put your work out there, because that's how people going to find you, is through your content. Be conscious of that. Like, really be yourself. Don't show up with something fictitious character unless you're a comedian. But I ain't never been a funny type. So unless you're a comedian, be conscious of what you put out there. When you get to the point where you actually know enough where you could teach somebody else, right? That's when you start building trust. And we only buy from people that we trust. I'm not going to buy from a brand or a product that I don't trust. That's why I go with Crest. That's why when I walk in the store, I'm getting Oreos because I trust that brand. I know it's gonna be good. I know my teeth gonna be white as snow. So I want you to teach the audience what you bring to the table and why they need to F with you, right? I want you. That's how you do it, by teaching them, letting them know like this is what you bring to the table, this is what you had to offer, and the only way to do that is through your content and teaching people and giving them real value. You don't get confidence and then start posting. You start posting and then you become, so addicted to posting that you get confident. Start doing the things that you're afraid of, and then you get the confidence. Confidence comes from repetition. Confidence comes from competence. So I want you to understand that a lot of things that you might be afraid of, things that you're not too sure of, you get the confidence from doing them over and over and over again. And what my man KT, Kevin Trudeau, said, it's the neural pathways. Once you get to the point where it's unconscious competent, that is, it just happened just because you've done it so much, almost like you driving home from work or you're tying your shoe. You do it so much that you know. It's almost like saying your name, like, what's your name? It's automatically Sheridan Lester Vandy Cruz Jr. Automatically. You call me Slice, though, because everybody that's close to me understand this Slice Dinero, first name, last name. I speak 2 languages. It's English and then it's money. So I'm bilingual. So somebody told me a joke. When I went traveling to the Czech Republic, one of the leaders I had on my team, he said, what you call somebody that speak, 2 languages? He said bilingual, right? I said bilingual. I answered the question. It was a no-brainer. Then he said, so what do you call somebody that speak 1 language? I said that I thought, I was like, shoot, I don't know. Then he said American. So speaking different languages, be able to get in different rooms, it just changed the whole scenario. It's almost like a passport, be able to speak different languages. I say all that to say, the more you do it, the more you'll be able to speak it. So I understand it. I want to learn how to speak a different language. Spanish is something that I know very little, poquito, right? But at the end of the day, I know the more that I speak it, if I go to a Spanish-speaking country and I speak it more, I'll pick it up a lot faster and I'll be able to do it fluently. So I want you to look at it when, rather it's credit. You sending 1 letter doesn't mean that you will know it all. That doesn't mean that your credit is going to be clean from just sending 1 letter. Everybody that, that understand how to clean credit know that you got to send multiple rounds. Like sometimes the process take about 3 to 6 months or even to a year to get a clean credit profile. So even when it comes to, building a business, like it don't happen overnight. It's about constantly, putting the reps in and actually figuring out what works for you is where that sweet spot where you start making money long enough where you end up being paid. When it comes to sales, like you get 1 objection and a lot of people quit. But when it comes to sales, like I love the objections because objections give me the answer to learn how to close somebody. Because at the end of the day, if they say, no, I don't want to do it because I'm scared of X, Y, and Z. Also, why you scared of X, Y, and Z is because you're not sure what your partner going to think about it. Or you're not scared because you don't know what the outcome is. You see the opportunity as a whole. This is a solution to your problem. So it's not that you don't have a good product. It's just because your product not in front of enough people. You may only got 10 people viewing your product a day, but then if I turn that to 100, so 10 people looking at your product a day, maybe 1 or 2 people will say yes. But now if I put 100 people in front of you, now you got anywhere between 10 to 20 people buying your product a day. So it's not the fact that these objections come in. It's not the fact that you're not getting it right. It's the fact that you're just not doing it enough. So, yeah, I would just urge everybody, just put the work in long enough that you start seeing the results. That's just another thing of where I would say move by faith and not by sight. What's on your radar is not the whole picture. What's on your radar, you might not see it, but just outside your radar is where the gold is at. So, I would say, man, just follow that rainbow and follow that path until you hit that pot of gold. I wholeheartedly believe you put that work in long enough, soon enough, people be knocking on your door. People gonna be hitting you up and you're like, yo, like, I need your help. I'm speaking from experience. I've seen it. Like I seen just sharing my story and just putting out there long enough, how that had turned to from 1,000 followers to 60,000, from a couple of sales to hundreds of sales. So man, I urge everybody to just put that repetition in. Get your reps in. Even when it comes to the gym. My first month in the gym, I felt good. I was sore all the time, but it wasn't until my a year and a half where I started seeing the results, where I started seeing I'm cut up and I'm just flexing, and I'm start getting the compliments from other people saying, "Hey man, you swole," or "Hey man," and I'm not even. And I look in the mirror, I don't even think I'm that swole, to be honest with you. So that lets you know, man, you never know how somebody look at you from the outside in, but it's at the end of the day, it's how you feel within that give you that confidence and give you that batter in your back so you can show up every day. So man, hey, I urge everybody to continue to put those reps in. You never know where that take you, especially like I said, it's in the best interest of you getting ahead, the best interest of you taking care of your family. Like that's 100. Like I never wanted to be gangster. Everybody in the hood, everybody where I grew up, all they wanted to do was be gangster. I ain't care about that. I cared about taking care of my family. I cared about being a man, like where nobody could tell me what and when and where what I could do. Like I didn't like authority. Like I wanted to be the authority. And the only way to be the authority in any space you in is to know that space better than anybody else. And the only way to know that space better than anybody else is putting the work in. And I was never afraid to put the work in. Can't be afraid to put the work in. So man, I say get your reps. Get your reps. Get your reps. And I'm going to say it again. Get your reps. The money's in the reps. The money in the consistency. Yeah, let's eat. I can't be perfect. I can only be myself. So when you posting this content, I want y'all to understand it's not about being perfect. It's about documenting your story and where you come from and what direction you going. Like nobody care about having the fancy edits. Nobody care about you looking better than the next. People want to see the real you. And especially if you want to, just look back and see how social media has changed over the years. People want to just see the raw edits. Like nobody want to care about you having the nice edits. Everybody can't be Mr. Beast. Just be you. If you show up being you, you going to excel faster than everybody else because people see where you come from and you documenting your story. So I would just urge everybody, if you got a camera, you got a phone, just start recording your journey. Like just record your journey. They going to see what's going on. As long as you bringing real value, you being genuine, you're not being fake, and you putting in front of the right people, you'll be able to get paid from this sooner. You're going to find your tribe. You're going to find the people that's going to value what you bring to the table. So don't overthink it, thinking that you had to be perfect. The people that I see that move afraid is not the people that I want to be like or have what I want. So you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is be yourself. All right, so right now, y'all probably just wondering, like I want to post, but I don't know what to post. They got 3 types of posts that you can start posting right now. One is simply, what are you learning right now? What phase in life you at? What has got your interest? So what book you reading? So whatever it is you learning, and if you don't have a topic of what you learning, like pick one. Whether it's sales, whether right now you focus on investing, if you want to start, leveraging your credit, so you want to start learning the credit game, or even content. Just show the people your process, because people follow not the finished product. People want to see the progress, right? So you just show them your progress of what you learning and how you developing your skills and your journey of you coming up. That's special on its own right. The second thing is what you overcoming. So everybody at a different level. Don't think that everything has to be perfect, like I said before. But, just being a little bit transparent, like what are you overcoming right now? Are you overcoming, working a job? Do you want to start making money on your own? Are you overcoming anything you dealing with family? People relate to stuff like that. You dealing with, overcoming being a new parent. Just sharing where you at with your life right now. That will definitely find where people could find you and relate to you and say, okay, I'm overcoming something like that as well. The third thing you could, explain is, what you could, simply explain through experience. Something that you don't have to overthink about. So whatever you got to experience doing, if you done something so long, if you done something long enough, you could simply explain it. Rather, it's like me, for instance, like I've been trading in the market for over 7 years now. It's certain things in the market that I explain, and I could just sit here and talk about. Rather, it's how to get in the trade, your trading strategy, how to actually plan out a profitable month. Those things I could simply explain about because I had the down months, I had the up months, and I've been in this position long enough where I was able to actually, teach and show other people how to do the same thing. So certain things like that I could explain. Whether it's credit, I know how to build my credit. I know how to clean my credit. So at the end of the day, I've done this so many times that I simply was able to show somebody else and seeing them get the same results. Those are the 3 things that you could simply explain. Yeah, I made it this far. What I'm about to go over next is that's the bread and butter. This is what this all came here for. And I can't wait for y'all to be able to use this information and actually be able to start. So I challenge everybody right now. Start. To me, this is one of the most important ones because once you get the skill and then you start getting the capital, then you start having the network. So then you'll be able to build that community. And that's where you'll be able to start practicing group economics. Because when one speak, the collective grows. So at the end of the day, you only the strongest, the weakest link. So I want y'all to understand, like once you start, you'll be able to get around your tribe, the people that, like-minded, the people that's getting money. Because you're not going to see a broke boy around 10 wealthy individuals. So if you want to be, wealthy, you got to be around other wealthy individuals. You want to be around people that's actually moving, grooving, and sliding. You got to be out there on the slopes. So I want y'all to understand, like just simply starting, and then the world works funny that way where once you start moving in a certain direction and moving in a certain way, the world going to start putting certain things in front of you that help you get to the next level. So shoot, I want y'all to think about it like if you play basketball and you a baller, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be around other ball players, right? So if you a mechanic, you're not going to catch a mechanic in an aquarium playing around with fishes, or a veterinarian around people that working on cars. So I want y'all to think about it like just starting is just the first step, because then not only you be able to gain the experience, you'll be able to get the skills, right? And then once you get the skills, then you start getting paid accordingly. And once you start getting paid accordingly, you'll be able to be in a network and around in a pool of sharks, right? So if you want to be a big fish swimming in the pond, it's not going to happen. If you want to be a big fish, you got to be in the ocean around other big fish. You got to be around the sharks. You got to be around the whales. And it's important for you to start taking those actions to get there. Once you play yourself small, I know you ain't going to be able to ball. So definitely starting is the first step. Yeah, so if you was looking for a sign to post, that's it right there. Like either you speak because your voice is an asset, or you sit around, wait around long enough and somebody else gonna get paid for what you already know. So if you want to tap in with Capital Minded. Got a whole community of people like-minded just like me and you. And we gonna get paid for every letter. So it's up to you. Tap in.